Hello, comrade. Ivan wants to talk to you. He wants to congratulate you on being an awesome community and getting those 7K likes we'd requested in the first 17 hours. So as consequence, I'm happy to see you guys like this run. So let's just do the final bit here and conquer the world as the communist Soviet Union. You know, not like the democratic Soviet Union, because you know, clearly everybody knows there's two Soviet Unions. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the same thing that I did last time, where I'm going to be talking a little bit more about everything that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, so you guys get a clearer picture of what's happening in this particular run. That means this video is probably going to be a little bit longer than my normal videos, probably around the same length as the last Soviet Union video, so keep that in mind. The late game in Victoria 3 is vastly different from the early game, so there is a lot to talk about, and especially we're going to focus on the economic part, how I managed to get 3 billion compared to the second great power of Austria getting only 400 million, and how despite expanding like crazy, I only have 135 infamy, which honestly is not really that bad, but our infamy is going to skyrocket now because we do have to conquer the world, so we pretty much have to ignore infamy. So I'm going to divide this into two separate parts. Essentially, the first bit, we're going to try and take over the Asian bits, transfer the Indians from the British and so on. Also going to try to focus on improving my radical situation. Reality is that the more infamy we get, the more radicals we get, and the less education we get, literacy we get, because obviously when you conquer 1 billion people in these two areas which are not super educated, it's going to affect the overall literacy for your whole country. So we're going to be lagging a little bit behind with our technology, but it is one of the side effects of this particular campaign. It does mean that I'm probably not going to be able to get reading campaign, an achievement that you have to start with 20% literacy and go to 95%. I think I started with less than 20%, but I'm not gonna go to 95 before the end of this campaign. No, I don't see a way of doing that. Or maybe I cannot conquer until I get 95%, and then after I can start properly conquering. You know what? Plans have changed, boys. That's probably what we're gonna go for. Slowly conquer the world and then rush it in the last 20 years, let's say. Alright, so let's check our politics. We have to enact properly tied women, because otherwise we're gonna get a revolution here. These guys want properly tied women for some reason. I don't know why. It is the Gentry Assembly and the Orthodox Church, so you gotta ask the Orthodox Church why they want that. We also gotta change a few other laws around here. I still haven't gotten command economy. We're gonna get that eventually too, but before we get that, we have to get some social security. We gotta get regulatory bodies as well, and so on, and of course a health system. We're a Soviet Union with no public health insurance. This is like the most underwhelming Soviet Union out of all of them, isn't it? But hey, on the bright side, look at our standard of living here. When you hover over this, the entire map is red except us. By far, we are the world's #1 worldwide great power when it comes to standard of living, and second is the US. Speaking of, I just realized something. I could probably conquer Canada, couldn't I? How big is Canada? They got 17 million GDP, 4 million pop. I definitely could puppet these bad boys. Maybe I should do that. Puppet the New World first, since this is all just extremely easy to do. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go with the Argentina. And it looks like Argentina is helped by Chile and Uruguay. So we're going to be puppeting Chile. Let's also go to our buildings. So essentially, guys, what I've done is, you probably noticed in the early part in the previous video, I've built a little bit of everything in every single province. The reason I did that is because once you have at least one particular building from each industry and all of your provinces, you can click on automatic expansion here. And with automatic expansion, whenever a particular good is required, it automatically adds it to the queue. Of course, you obviously also want to queue up whatever you particularly think you're going to need more of, and it's always better to do it yourself than just rely on the auto building, but it does help, especially when you're at war. You don't want to focus on building and stuff like that. We also just managed to get electrical industry, so let's start building some of these bad boys. Beijing, we have a lot of population, as we do in southern Manchuria, so let's build 10 in South Manchuria, 20 in Beijing. Should be okay for now. I'm also going to queue up some more railways in Beijing, because despite having 20, it's still not enough railways. We need a ton more, so that's why I'm queuing extra, even though I am auto expanding railways in Beijing as it is. Get some logging camps max out, as well as let's get some more tooling workshops. Let's say an extra 18, couple of universities too, and let's get some government administration too. We will start integrating some provinces, so once we start integrating lands, we do need extra bureaucracy to integrate, especially the heavy population areas areas of China. I'm not going to integrate the entirety of the world, but I will be integrating most of the Chinese areas. Economically speaking, we're doing amazing here. We can actually get up to 7.5 million from going to high taxation. Clearly, we're not going to do that. We're not crazy. And we're also going to be canceling some of our taxes, like liquor tax. I don't really need, to be fair. Even services tax, I don't need, but I'm going to keep it for now just because, you know, I might as well just have one tax, right? Use it as a placeholder for my authority to be kept in it. Let's see what we're using authority for. That's it, just the taxes. We're not getting much authority because our government is predominantly switching away from an authoritarian government. Essentially, the higher on this particular scale your legislation is, the more authority. See, monarchy gives 200 authority, whilst council republic gives almost nothing. The same goes for like state religion gives 200 authority, whilst total separation gives nothing, and so on. There are advantages and disadvantages. When you get more authority, you can influence certain things a lot easier in your government. When you have less authority, obviously is the opposite, right? But then again, with less authority, your people are going to be happier, less radicals, and so on. And you can also get 10% authority from just boosting up the government spendings. It is going to be expensive though. Look at that. We lost 500,000 just from going to maximum, and it only gave us what, 12 authority or something? Yeah, that's not worth it. Screw that. They should really boost this up, in my opinion. Make it 20% or say a flat 200 authority or something. Also guys, I want to thank you so much for subscribing. I know that I have the goal of getting 160k by the end of the year. It's clear now that that's not going to happen since it's just like a couple of days left and we are very far from that. But I do want to thank you all for all the support, and even though we didn't get it, I really believe that we have an amazing community, and thank you so much for supporting the channel, for watching the videos, and for helping me do what I love doing, which is make these videos, be able to say words like shmagagadaboo and make a living out of it. It really means the world to me. I can never express how much that means to me. Oh, really, Argentina? You back down? Come on, dude. Now I have to do another war against Chile. This is so... Oh my god, 17 infamy just for Chile? Why? Seriously, why? Why? It doesn't even have that much GDP and stuff. What? Okay, I might come back to Chile later. Let's see how much it's gonna take me for the Canadian land. Let's declare interest in that area because we can take it away from these lands here. Don't really care about those boys that much, to be fair. Well, looks like I was wrong. I cannot actually puppet Canada, but what I'm gonna do in that case is I'm gonna take a chill pill because I just realized I did not switch over to trench infantry, so I'm gonna do that now to both of these bad boys here, and also I'm gonna go for motorized reconnaissance. It is gonna cost me a lot of oil, but luckily enough, I'm the biggest producer of oil on the planet, so that's just gonna boost my economy up even more by switching over to motorized reconnaissance. It does mean that for the next year, give or take, we will not be going to war because it's gonna take a while to equip all of our units. If we go to war now, it is actually gonna be an issue. We might even lose that war. Now, we do need automobiles to be constructed, so the way that we're gonna do that is we're gonna switch over our motor industry and we're gonna start producing automobiles. We don't actually need that many since it's only for the armored reconnaissance for now, so we're gonna switch a few of these over to the automobiles, not all of them. If we switch all of them, then we have an issue because we need motor industry more than anything else for pretty much everything. Like, our entire country depends on motors and railways right now. Oh, hold on, my boy. Austria! What the hell is Austria doing in Africa? I didn't even pay attention to this before. Seriously, what the schnaps is going on here? This explains why they're second after me. They basically took advantage of the African lands to get their GDP up, didn't they? Hey, wait a second. I was wrong. We can actually get these guys as our puppets, but now I still have to wait for my units to get armed first because I'm still a while away from that. Let's see what's my situation here. Tea is the highest problem, really. Tea and coffee. All right, let's get some tea and coffee plantations going then. I thought we're Russians, not English, but hey, who am I to say? Maybe we are deep down inside the English, role-playing as the Russians for some reason. Holy shit, we assimilated a ton of people, didn't we? Yep, we sure freaking did. And we also just got tractors. This is seriously gonna help so much. Tractors makes a huge difference in the late game since it basically means that we're gonna need a ton less laborers. Look at this. From switching to tractors, we needed 2 million less laborers for wheat farms and 1.5 million less laborers for rye farms. Those laborers are now free to work in the other industries that we're gonna seriously start developing as well. So speaking of, let's start queuing up everything else that we need here. 300 iron mines. Same for pretty much everything. I'm gonna queue up like like say 500 of each mine, so we have enough construction queue for the next foreseeable future at least, right? I'm also doing this because if I don't have jobs for the people that I laid off with the tractors, then I'm gonna get a lot of turmoil. I might get a lot of radicals, maybe rebellions. We need to give these people jobs. The best way to do that is to make them work in other industries that we need them in. For example, going over to automatic bottle blowers requires more tools and oil, so I'm gonna get those laid off people to work in oil industries as well as tooling industries, so I'm gonna build more tooling workshops as well. It kind of sucks that it doesn't tell you how many people you have unemployed, only the peasants. You actually have to hover over it to get the amount of unemployed people. I am gonna prioritize areas where already there are established motor industries, because I'm gonna get the economy of scale throughput for this, which means if I have say 50 motor industries in one province, I'm getting an extra 50% motors produced instead of having 50 motors in different provinces each. Then I'm not gonna get the extra bonus from having the economy of scale. Another thing I have a beef with is the fact that I don't actually see where my generals are located unless I hover over them and I look at really specific spots. Like, I should be able to know that General Roman here is in the Persian HQ, so I know which HQ I need to expand the amount of barracks that I have quicker, right? Because what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna make sure that every general has at least 30 regiments under their command. I'm gonna start expanding like crazy soon, and when that happens, I need a bigger army than I have. I didn't actually build any barracks since the start of this campaign because I didn't need to. I had so many troops as it is, but now I'm gonna need this. So let's say, for example, in the Baltic here, we have 13. We need to bring this up by another 17, so let's go ahead and build that up. Queue it wherever we have the available population. We don't want to build it in provinces where we do not have the population, obviously. The great part is that we have so much population in the Chinese areas that we took that I'm actually gonna get like say 500 regiments just from these lands, and I'm gonna have predominantly most of my army actually being Han Chinese. Since we have so many of them in the country, might as well use them for warfare. Oh no, I just saw something. Oh god, the old fascist party has been formed. No, this is bad. We don't want these guys in our... Wait a second. I just got an idea. What would you guys say if we turned the Soviet Union into a special Soviet Union in order to conquer the world? I guess we could use some more radical ideas, right? I'll think about it. Haven't decided yet, but that's a thought lingering at the back of my mind right now. Oh, and look at that, boys. The US colonized the Congo. I'm wondering why. Let's check their legislations here. Did they Oh, this is the good outcome, boys. Look at that. They passed the proper legislation, but there's still some horrible stuff going on in there. Come on. They have a public school system whilst we have no school system. Really now? I feel like some roles have reversed in this particular campaign, haven't they? I'm trying to not get propertied women enacted by just resetting it every few months, but I feel like maybe I should just get it enacted, and I'll come back to women's suffrage later on, because I'm gonna get a revolution if I don't get it enacted, and I need to pass other legislation, and just dodging this by canceling and reenacting it is a pain. We're actually getting 70% economy of scale here. I mean, we're getting 70% throughput bonus from 50% economy of scale, and the trade unions as well are giving us some more. That is insane. We're literally getting 70% more glass made in Ingria alone. I love this. I absolutely love this. Somehow we still have turmoil here. Why is that? All right, let's go ahead and get public health insurance. Finally, we're actually becoming a proper Soviet Union, boys, after a very long time. Also queued up a lot more construction sectors, and I'm gonna need to queue up some more admin buildings. Or not. Actually, you know what? I don't need to queue up admin buildings. Instead, I need to queue up more electric industries, because I need electric industries to switch the production method for my admin buildings. There you go. Telephone switchboards. I'm gonna need a lot of telephones to be produced. Let's click that now, actually. That's giving us 6,000 extra bureaucracy, and it's also gonna encourage our electric industries to go up in price. Look at that. We went up to 38 to 47 now, which means building electric industries is gonna be of massive benefit. Let's go ahead and and make, say, 150 for the time being. Looks like the industrialists also want to join the fascist party for some reason. Who would have thought that the capitalist slash industrialist boyos would be pro-fascism? I don't know. Nobody would have thought that, right, guys? Well, looks like India is independent now, and they lost all of their vassals. These guys are still a part of the British, I guess. Yep, looks like it. Puppet of the British Republic. Oh, the Brits had a revolution, didn't they? And they're a republic now, led by President Duncan Tweedy. It's better than having a weird name like Boris Dickhead or something, right? Or Boris Son of a Dick. Please don't cancel me, British people. I love you. And by cancel, I mean don't invade me and, you know, make me part of the British Empire. Yet another revolution, this time in Austria. We got Austro-Hungary against revolutionary Austria. So, my money is on Austro-Hungary. I don't know. I feel like these guys might actually win this. Hallelujah. Finally, we're a proper Soviet Union. Let's also max out our public health insurance here. Let's go to level 4. Apparently, we can get minus 20% mortality is huge. Holy mother of God. Let's also get primary education for our kids so we can increase our education by 1, max it out to level 5 as well afterwards. And let's start our proper expansion. We got enough troops now. Screw it, boys. It's time to kick this infamy up from 136 to 200 by annexing Canada. That's right, my boys. That is right. We are going to be a proper American nation. If you cannot be of America, you cannot be of the... I'll stop. I don't know what I'm even going with this whole rant. It's also increased the levels of these bad boys. We actually got a lot more soldiers in these lands, but we forgot to increase the levels of the generals because the Canadians did not get any help from anybody to support them, and they have like 30 units. They gave up, and they're now my puppet. Honestly, expected that. Pretty much everybody gives up now since I'm extremely strong, but my problem now is that I got 184 infamy. That means it's very likely that I'm gonna get a ton of coalition wars. To offset that, I'm gonna need to constantly be at war, essentially, and that means that I'm gonna have a ton of radicals from infamy as consequence. But it is just the way of the game, I guess, right? You cannot do a world conquest without having a huge amount of infamy. Well, there is one way you could do it. You could cheese it by having a revolution and then switching to the other side during the revolution, which means if you win, you get 0 infamy afterwards. So that's one option. Let's say that's definitely one option. Hey, look at that, boys. We went up to 25 prosperous standard of living for most of our population here. That is absolutely beautiful. Imagine prosperous standard of living in the Soviet Union. That's just basically an oxymoron now, isn't it? I'm confused. When did the British lose the Australian colonies to? Guess it's time to get some Australians in our midst, isn't it, boys? I really hope the British actually help Australia out, because if they do, then I'm gonna be making sure that they lose the rest of their colonies too. I'm gonna basically make the Brits release all of Africa as independent nations. So that means all of South Africa and all that schnapps. Oh, my bad. Looks like that already happened. Is it that because the British went revolutionary and became a republic, they lost almost everything? No, they didn't. They still have the West African bits here, so technically not everything. Come on, New South Wales. I know you wanna give up. You don't really wanna fight me, do you? Ooh. That's the official song of New South Wales, by the way. Brunswick abandoned Hanover. Well, oh, there you go. New South Wales backs down. Of course they do. Imagine actually fighting with 36 battalions against the mighty Soviet Union. Now, don't get too excited, boys. Reality is that once I start fighting proper nations like, you know, Austria and so on, it's gonna be even field right there, not like it is right now. I'm really just speaking on the weaker links now, since most of these countries are not really that relevant, let's face it. Such as the tribes, United Tribes. What did they unite against? Nobody knows, but they're gonna be my little Schnippeldorp soon, so they're gonna be united with me. I'll stop now. Wait, what? I got the Federate Australia mission now that I've made them my puppet. Okay. Interesting. I don't think I want to Federate Australia, though. Thank you very much. I also love to see that they have a loyal attitude towards me and poor relations, despite having like minus 2,000 relations with me before I made them my puppet here, because of all the infamy that I have, essentially, which right now is at, let's check, 200 227. I'm curious how high I can get my infamy without it actually mattering for anything really. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can actually make the Ottomans my puppet. I'll hold on that. I'm not gonna do it just yet. I'll give them a fighting chance, let's say. I'll do it later on, not now. Unsurprisingly, there's yet another revolution in Austria. This time it's the proletariat against Austria-Hungary. I probably should have joined the side of the proletariat, right? These guys are the communists, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check their economy here. No, they're a presidential republic. Ew. No, I'm not gonna help them. You know who's always been a great friend of the Soviet Union? Venezuela. That's why they're gonna be my next puppet. And we can also survey the Panama Isthmus. Let's do that. And map the American Western frontier. Hell yeah, I know the right person for that. To map the American Western frontier, bruh. We gained some minor progress on our Western frontier expedition, apparently. Oh, what? Out of all countries, Venezuela decided they actually want to fight us. I mean, the Canadians didn't fight us, and Venezuela wants to fight us. You know what? These bad boys have bowls. I'll give them that. They got massive bowls, but we're gonna crush their bowls right about now. Wait, what? The expedition to map the American Western frontier is costing us 900,000 per week. Holy fuck, I should not have started mapping the American frontier. Feel like that was a bit of a trap right there. Clearly, this was basically a David versus Goliath situation, wasn't it? And excuse me, but can you actually enact these freaking compulsory primary schools? It's been a while, my boys. Please let it fall at 87%. I'm getting flashbacks from my EU4 times. Come on. Last monarchist. Oh, my boys. What are we gonna do? Should we put him behind us, or there is no harm in nostalgia, which gives them interest group political strength minus 5%. This one though makes them lose a lot of the horrible ideology like Juncker and Snaps. I think I'm gonna put him behind us. This way we can integrate the Gentry Assembly into us a little bit better if we want to. So let's check our government now. The Gentry Assembly is absolutely irrelevant. They're a marginalized group. Essentially, it doesn't matter what they decide. Let's also kick out the industrialists because they've been in our government for far too long. It's been preventing us from getting 100 legitimacy. We don't need no fascists in our government. Thank you very much. Finally, we also got compulsory primary education. That means we can switch over and we can get level 5 education now. I'm also gonna try and get rid of colonial affairs. I really don't need colonial resettlement. Well, I guess I could keep it for now since it does have the migration attraction. And I do have a few unincorporated states. And I can get rid of it later since it does take up 1,000 of my bureaucracy. By later, I mean once I've basically integrated most of my provinces. Let's also go for protectionism. This is gonna instantly give us 300,000 extra from tariffs. We don't really import anything from other parts of the world. We're mainly exporting stuff since we're producing everything really. So protectionism does help us out so much more because of that. Remember, if you're a country that requires a lot of goods and you do a lot of trade between you and other countries, both going and incoming, then sure, you want to go mercantilism for the extra tariffs and stuff. But protectionism does protect you if you are a massive exporter in general. What the freaking hell is going on in Europe? How many front lines are there? How many wars are there? What the hell is this, dude? Wallachia, Transylvania. Why is my beloved Romania the battlefield for like 9,000 different wars? What the hell, dude? Not cool, game, not cool. Historical, but not cool. Booyah Shaka we got as a puppet in Venezuela. That's gonna make it easier for us to puppet the rest of these bad boys. If they decide to fight, we can just place units by the border with them to encourage them not to fight with us. Having units when you do your diplomatic play by the border with the country you're attacking does make a huge difference. That's why Canada pretty much folded, because I had like 200 battalions by the border with them in Alaska. It's funny, but I'm actually gonna integrate both of the Afghani areas, and I'm gonna integrate a few of the Iranian parts too, since there's a lot of population and a lot of industry in these lands. Plus, I would be gaining a huge amount of extra money from these areas since I would have extra population that I'd be taxing the schnapps out of. Same goes for the Chinese lands. I'm gonna start integrating a few of these areas. Let's say let's integrate first Beijing, I guess would be the best choice, right? Since it's got so much population. 2,800 bureaucracy to integrate them. Oh, that is so cute. Nicaragua is actually a communist nation. Oh, wait, Catholic? How can you call yourself communist, you bastards? I'm gonna make you proper communists by making you my puppet now. That's how it goes, alright? Embrace the Soviet, you scumbag Nicaraguans. Wait, what? Since when Haiti controls the entire island? Is this like from the start of the campaign, or did these guys just conquer the Republic of the Dominican Republic? What happened here? And women's suffrage is back on the table once more. Kind of pepega that we had to cancel it and come back to it, but hey, it is what it is. Ban and support for East India Company against Communist East. Oh, my lord. Time for East India to be communist. I am giving you my support, communist boys. All right, let's go ahead and set up our troopers by the border with the Indians then. Got to make sure our communist brothers win this particular war. About time we got a war in which the AI cannot back out of. 2 arms. Oh no. No, Qing joined. Bro, that is horrible. I had a truce with them. I mean, I'm gonna get a truce with them after this, and I didn't put any war goals. This sucks. Should have paid attention. Now I'm gonna have to wait until the truce is over before I can attack Qing again. Let's make New Granada a suitable offer for the city of Panama, since clearly we want to take Panama for ourselves. I mean, realistically speaking, I'm probably gonna puppet New Granada right after my war with India, but hey, I'm nice, okay? I offer them money before I puppet them. By the way, guys, if you want to get the save game, I made a save game for once we finish the first part of the campaign. I'm gonna make some more save games as we go along in this campaign, and you'll find all of this on my Patreon if you want to become a patron, or if you want to become a channel member. Both of those will have the saves available, so you can play yourself, have a little bit of fun, see what exactly I did that led to me having this particular economy. Maybe you can reproduce the same, maybe you can improve, maybe do better than me. Who knows? There's probably a lot of people out there that are playing this game a lot more than I am, right? And let's also go for mass conscription. Professional army is great, but mass conscription gets rid of the army forces political strength that we don't really want to see him have anymore, and it lets us get up to 100 max level for barracks and conscription centers, meaning we can have up to 5,000 battalions. So in case of a huge world war, we would have more units than the entirety of the world combined right now. Kind of like the US in modern day, isn't it? Makes you wonder, why do they have that many units? Do they actually need that many units considering half the world is their ally? Just saying. Oh, snaps! Boris Grishin has reorganized the armed forces into the Soviet Red Army. Oh, that is so cool. So now the armed forces are called the Red Army, and loses loyalist ideology, gains proletarian ideology. Holy shmagagadaboo. That is beautiful, my boys. Why are they still a part of the Russian All-Military Union? No idea. But at least they're called the Red Armies. We're also super close to either winning or losing this war. We got their capital, but they also took the capital of the communists, so I guess it's a matter of who can get a little bit better RNG faster. I have no idea, man. Let's see. Oh, wait, what happened? We enforced. Oh my lord. Wait, we won that. No, hold on a second. We won that. Oh, you freaking kidding me right now, dude? I hate this game sometimes. I don't know what happened. I hate this game. It's time, my boys. You're wondering, what is it time for? What is this crazy person talking about again? It's time for us to completely conquer all of South America. I'm officially naming this Operation Puppet Shmagagadaboo. We got most of these central parts. We got Venezuela. We got the southern bits. Now it's time to get the rest of South America. And it's time to pretty much not give a schnaps about infamy anymore, because we already are in 1904. The game is lagging like freaking crazy. And yeah, I'm just gonna rush this because I cannot stand playing 1 year in 20 minutes. It's gotten super slow, the late game, and I have a pretty decent computer, so it's insane that this is extremely slow right now. Come on, El Salvador, you know you want to give up, bros. Come on, you know you wanna. For Christ's sake, give up, Salvador. What the hell are you doing with your life? You really gonna be fighting me right now, bro? This is the equivalent of the annoying one province miners in EU4, where it's always a one province miner that actually starts a coalition war and never the big nations. I kind of understand why everybody is so much into oil in modern times. I've essentially queued up how many oil rigs? Like, I don't know, 400 oil rigs, and I still don't have enough oil. There's just so high demand for oil, it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's also build some more tea plantations. I noticed tea is in high demand as well, and all of the other mines here like sulfur sulfur and so on. Pretty much it's a high demand for everything. Let's go ahead and go for New Granada up next. Oh shit, I remember Granada as a protector of the US. Okay, no problem. We'll come back to them in that case. Let's go ahead and puppet Bolivia, Peru next. 42 infamy, not too bad overall. And they're getting supported by Austria-Hungary, New Granada, and Ecuador. That's actually not bad because that means I can puppet the other two as well. Puppet Ecuador, and I cannot puppet Granada? Really? Alright, no props. Let's just mobilize and get by the border here. Austria still has another civil war, so I'm fairly certain that they're not going to really do much. Oh, no, they stopped that revolutionary war. Now they're just a war with the Prussians and with Bavaria, so they're going to have to fight both me and the Prussians. I feel like I really want to do this now. Let's crush the Austrians, split them up in little schnippledorps. Can we actually do... Oh, Brazil's joining too. Hello, Brazil. How are you today? I'm going to puppet you too. Screw you, Brazil. If you're going to fight against me, you're going to pay for it. Pay for the insolence, you bastards. I feel like this is the actual First World War, isn't it, boys? It definitely is the First World War. Let's bring some units by the border with the Brazilians, and we should start this war any moment now. I really don't want him to back down, because this way we basically take all of South America with the exception of New Granada in the process. That's a massive win in my book, since afterwards I just need to worry about North America and Africa / Europe, since I pretty much have most of Asia as it is right now. I like how it actually says 100% chance for us to advance here, because clearly they have only 34 units that they're bringing right now to that front. They are not gonna win this, boys. They are definitely not gonna win this. They don't even have enough troops to set up on the Julia front here, so we're just gonna continuously advance here as we go along in this campaign. Let's go. Finally a proper war, my boys. Finally a proper war. We got guns and steam, 5 prestige, or naval power projection. Let's go for naval power projection. Show them what our Soviet fleets are made out of, boys. Surprisingly, Austria did not set any war goals, so I kind of feel like this is a big loophole in Victoria 3, because even if they win the freaking war, right, on their side, it's not like they can enforce anything. So why are they even fighting? It literally makes no sense, man. Hey, we're winning, boys, but look at the amount of casualties. This is definitely what the late game war looks like here. So check it out. We're getting close to 10,000 dead. They already have more than 10,000 dead. Wounded as well are ramping up so much. And the amount of offensive defense is freaking huge. We have the same units though, I believe. So let's check. They got Ukrainian trench infantry. Oh, how fitting. Ukrainians on the Austrian side fighting against the Russians, or the Ukrainians on the Russian side. No, it's really just the Han Chinese on the Russian side, really. Feels bleat how New Granada managed to get away from me because they became a protectorate of the USA. Why is the USA always getting its ass involved in my affairs? What do they have against me? I never done anything to them, okay? I'm also kind of used to seeing the war as it is depicted on the map now, with the little bit of fires / borders going around when you conquer land in the enemy country. I didn't like it as first, but yeah, it's growing on me, that's for sure. It's definitely growing on me. Another thing that's growing on me is watching my beloved troops destroy the Grenadans here. They still have line infantry in 1900. What the hell, man? I mean, that's not too far from the truth, to be fair. They did kind of have line style infantry still by the early 1900s. And I just noticed we went up to 88 million loyalists. People love us in our country. Let's see what progress we're making in the south here. We're making some progress in Peru. We're not making as much into Brazil though. And I hate that these units keep on freaking retreating every single freaking moment they can. They retreat back from front lines and they go straight back to the Russian area. So when I have to assign them back to the front, it takes like 60 days. They go 56 days for them to get back to the front line. It is really, really annoying, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and get NCO training. We focused a lot on our production technology, but it is time that we get some military technology too. So we absolutely crush and raffle stomp everybody else around, right? After that, we can go for mobile armor, which is the best type of units. It does mean that we're gonna essentially have mechanized Chad lords killing everything around. And it also looks like we're making progress advancing into the Austrian sides. I'm not gonna pretend like I know exactly why. We're just lucky, I'm gonna say. I don't know how exactly the dice rolls work. I mean, I have a rough general idea of how, but it also is ridiculously based on RNG. Like, look at that. We were losing this battle. Whoa, what? 165,000 units? What the schnapps? Yeah, this is because they got a dice roll. So the way that that particular thing works when you start a battle, it's based on your infrastructure, based on the level of the general, based on a few other modifiers, and especially on a dice roll, which you don't see, but that particular dice roll gives you more or less units when you start battles. So yeah, it's there. We just don't see it because they were smart to remove it so that we don't say, oh, you still have dice rolls in Wiki 3, which they do. Look at our war support. They are down to 16.6 war support. We still have 81. So it's going to be a clear and easy win against all of these nations here. Oh, snaps. We got the Bolshevik party just formed. Hold up a second, my boys. What is going on here? Where is the Bolsheviks? Oh, that's the Red Army. Oh, dude. I want to put him in my government so badly right now. Let's see. What can we do here? What can we get out of here? Maybe we can do this. Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. And Intelligentsia wants to join the Bolsheviks. All right, let's do that. Screw it. Let's see what this looks like now. We're the best type of communist country, right? The Bolsheviks never did anything wrong. Triumph of the Red Army with socialist ideas sweeping across the Soviet Union. Boris Grishin of the Red Army has been appointed to a leading position in the government. There is sufficient momentum for rapid policy changes, guarantee fair wages, protect labor rights, pass law protecting trade unions. Let's go ahead and protect our trade unions, shall we? That's what a real communist society does, right, guys? Also, boys, check this out. I have 71 infrastructure in southern Manchuria, and I still need more. Oh my god, dude. You can never run out of population once you get the Chinese lands. Legit cannot even run out of population. It's absolutely broken, man. Interesting to see how in the mid to late game, the way that you really gain most of your war score is from grinding down the enemy units rather than actually taking land. Since after winning every single engagement, we basically take 1 or 2 provinces here. We look at that. We just took a small little fraction. We didn't take much of the land that they had. Of course, I can always cheese all of this schnapps and just navally invade and almost instantly win every engagement as consequence, as long as they have a coastline, of course. All right, let's see. Next up, we got a puppet Ecuador. So let's bring units to the border with Ecuador. I guess they get automatically reassigned, right? Or no, actually we cannot because we just got this puppet, so they're not in the war. That means we're gonna have to do a naval invasion against Ecuador to puppet them. It's a little bit weird how that system works because we cannot actually get them in the war right now, but it is what it is. I kind of understand it too. It makes sense from certain perspectives, I guess. What would happen if I changed my Bolsheviks with the fascist party? I'm curious. Let's see. What would happen? Petite bourgeoisie and industrialists. And we got like almost no legitimacy if we do that. What if we mix both? Would that be the end of the world? What do you guys think? All right, well, we're now essentially the Bolshevik party slash fascist party in one, and the world has not yet collapsed. So I'm glad to see that. I'm gonna keep it like this to see what else happens. Oh man, this is so cursed for real. Imagine if the fascists and the Bolsheviks worked together. We would be in so much trouble right now, wouldn't we? And we just capitulato the Austro-Hungarians. Now let's capitulato the Ecuadorians next. And for that matter, let's do another naval invasion into Brazil so we can get rid of these guys too. Let's do a couple of naval invasions actually for that matter. Let's do one here, one here. We open up a couple of fronts, make sure they capitulato a little bit faster than they would otherwise. Honestly, the best part about getting Ecuador is the fact that we got these islands here. I'm gonna set up my own little private resort, and this is where we're gonna chill. We're gonna go on vacation to the Galapagos Islands and not do anything for the rest of this campaign, all right? I'm gonna let my army automatically conquer the rest of the world. That's the real reason I made this video, to conquer these islands, make my own resort, and just chill here. And our naval invasions are both successful. Hold up a second. Hamburg owes it. Oh, against communist Hamburg. No. I'm sorry, but us communists, we're gonna stick together, sir. Oh, dude, we just reached 100 million loyalists. What the schnapps? And we also got squad infantry. I'm not gonna switch to this over just yet because I need to first off finish my war. If I am at war and I switch over to a new production method for my army, my units are gonna suffer from some debuffs, and I don't want them to, I don't want to lose my wars essentially. How am I not getting war score against Brazil just yet? Look how much land we actually took. They haven't even reinforced this front yet. Oh god, this is so cursed. How about this one? They haven't reinforced this one also. They are so done. They are so done. All of their units are still fighting over here. Oh, they're engaged over here. That's why they cannot run away and reinforce the northern bits. They discovered oil in Minas Gerais. Perfect. My little Brazilian Schnippeldorp's gonna give me even more oil now. Well, my soon-to-be Schnippeldorp, that is. Oh, man. Unnecessary evil. Wage subsidies. Not my favorite legislation, that's for sure. It does mean that we're losing a lot of money because now we're paying a lot of money for welfare, 1 million is being paid for welfare, which is a waste of money. But hey, at least it's gonna increase the overall standard of living, I guess, of our people, since, you know, they get welfare payment. It does mean that we need to have a strong economy to be able to pay for that welfare. So let's see how it goes. We might actually have to cancel it later if it goes badly. What the hell, revolutionary America? They basically got more than half of the United States, dude. What the schnaps? But yeah, look at our radicals and our loyalists now. 111 million compared to 14 million is a massive difference. All right, now with these guys out of the way, next target is obviously going to be Mexico. 92 infamy for Mexico because they've grown a little bit in population and GDP. Well, not really, actually. Holy shit, why are you guys so much infamy? 16 million GDP is ridiculously low, man. Oh well, whatever, man. Let's just get rid of these guys here. Quickly have access to all of South America, and then after we clean up the rest, like Paraguay, Uruguay, and so on also. Wait, they only have 10 units? What? No way, they got only 10 units. Yeah, they have 10 professional units and 194 conscripts. Okay, so they're gonna start getting their conscripts. I was a little bit worried there. Holy shit, only 10 units I'm gonna be fighting here, boys? And of course, they back down. That's the thing, guys. Like, I noticed at this bit of the campaign, 90% of countries do back down. I'm not even having proper fights. I basically puppeted most of the Southeast Asian bits without fighting. I mean, I get it. You know, I basically control most of the world, so it does make sense, right, for me to actually be able to do that. It's just me clicking button, and the country that I click the button on automatically gives up, and they become my vassal. It's a little bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. I wish there was a better mechanic to deal with this in the late campaign. Maybe like a global coalition where everybody forms a coalition to fight against us, or something of the sorts, you know. Oh no, guys, the horrible commies, they want to bring social services, they want to bring education and free healthcare. We cannot have that. We need to fight against them. Sorry, I'm role-playing as the American government. New Granada joined against us in the Uruguay playthrough. Okay, I mean playthrough, the diplomatic play, and they back down. Come on, man, I was gonna take the provinces from New Granada. Eine Uber Oilsteiner in Araucania. Very nice, very, very nice. Let's go check. Yeah, I should probably start integrating my puppets too. I kind of don't want to do it because I know that's gonna increase my radicals and lower my education, but I do need to start doing it, to be fair. And after just a couple more backing outs, we got all of South America with the exception of the American puppet. I'm waiting for them to finish their war. Guess I can start getting Haiti and all the schnaps in the meanwhile too. By the way, guys, I actually have a special video coming out. Basically, I'm trying to give out the best advice you can get to get better at the game, and it's basically going to be just a overall beginner to veteran guide, because I think a lot of people are going to learn from that video, both new and more experienced players to Vicky 3. Let me know if you're interested in that in the comment section. If we get 7,000 likes on this video in the first couple of days, that's going to automatically tell me that you want to see that video fast, so then I can rush and release it within the next couple of weeks as well. Hey, we got an achievement, guys. First flight. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's see, unlocked. Why is this considered a medium achievement? You literally just have to research one technology to get it. That doesn't seem like a very hard achievement to get, does it? Let's go for mobile artillery next. Ooh, flamethrowers. Actually, let's go for flamethrowers next. You know, doing this world conquest actually made me think about this for a second. What would the world actually be like if we were to unify as one country and not have wars between each other anymore? I feel like the world would be a lot better in that case, right? We could actually focus on having better living conditions for everybody, making sure that everybody's got a roof under their head, they got a good financial situation, advanced technology, and then build a massive star fleet, go out there, conquer the rest of the universe, make sure everybody knows and fears the Terran Empire. That's right, boys. That's right. We're officially becoming the Terran dictatorship here. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Burma being the last stronghold in Asia. And of course, there's a few countries in Europe, but they're soon gonna fall to us. And them aliens never gonna know what hit them, okay? We're going into space. That's right. We're gonna be playing some Stellaris next. Well, I guess we should play as there's no point to play Hoi 4 when we got the rest of the world, is it? We're gonna play some Stellaris eventually and take the communist Terran Federation out into the stars. I've been playing this game for too long. Oh god, what's wrong with me? Guys, if you enjoyed the video, you'd do me a massive favor if you did subscribe. I know this is gonna come out after the 1st of January, so there's no sub goal anymore. And since this is gonna come out after the 1st of January, I want to wish you guys a great 2023. Lots of happiness, health, and I really hope that you managed to achieve the dreams that you always wanted to achieve this year. So this video, guys, I toast to you all and wish you best of luck in a brave new world. Well, brave new year, really. And yeah, until the next time, check out this awesome Japan Victoria 3 run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.